AI calorie trackers are lying to you, and that's exactly why you're stuck. Here's the truth. These apps aren't built to be 100% accurate. They're built to give estimates. And those estimates can be way off. Sometimes 20, 30, or maybe 50% off. That could be good for a sale, but totally not for our data, right? And that could be a difference between if you're in a calorie deficit or in a calorie surplus. I know because I used to trust them. I'd log my chicken breast, rice, veggies, take a picture, and boom! It told me that, oh, I was in a perfect deficit. Your food is so clean, you're on path to this goal. But the result? Nothing. No fat loss, no visible changes. Why? Because the tracker doesn't account for things like portion size, errors, hidden oils, mislabeled food entries, or how our metabolism's changing. So in this video, I'm gonna break down why you shouldn't rely on AI calorie trackers to change your body. I'll show you what you should actually do instead of just taking a picture of your intake, and even a way that you can get to your goal of body composition, whether it's to gain muscle or lose fat, without touching the food scale if you think all this is too complicated. So if you have been watching content on tracking calories over and over again, and implementing and wondering why your physique is not changing, this video might be the one that you needed. So let me tell you guys a story. When I first decided to take my diet seriously, I thought I was being clever. I downloaded one of those fancy AI calorie trackers, plugged in my height, weight, age, and my goal. And it instantly spat out a perfect calorie goals for me to follow. It felt like I had the ultimate shortcut. Like I can turn off my brain now and just follow exactly what it says. Just follow the numbers and I would magically be lean in the next few months. And for the first few weeks, I was super disciplined. I logged in everything. The grilled chicken, the jasmine rice, even my morning cup of instant tea. I would just take a picture and then put it in the AI calorie tracker app. And then the app would give me some kind of applause like, oh hey, you're doing a great job, this is such a clean food you're eating, you're definitely gonna reach your goals. And I was convinced I was on the right track. But here's the problem. Weeks and weeks went by and I see nothing change. My body looked the same, my weight stays the same, and I start to question if my metabolism just won't allow me to lose weight or not. So one day I just decided to dig deeper and realized something that completely changed my point of view towards these apps. The app weren't lying to me, but they weren't telling me the full truth either. Using an AI calorie tracker is like using the weather app from a different country. Sure, you will eventually get the right info, but the detail would probably be way off because you're not actually pulling data from the exact location. Maybe the weather app could say it's sunny, but suddenly it rains down and you wouldn't know about it. And you can imagine the same thing to your AI calorie tracker app. The calorie number on their food database is the average amount of calories, not exactly what's on your plate. Because let's be real, your cooking is probably a little bit different than other people cooking. Maybe you add a little bit more oil, but maybe the meat seller lies about how much fats are in the meat that you're having, and a lot of other factors that just doesn't account for everything. And a lot of those entries are user submitted, which means there's a probable chance that someone just randomly guessed that, oh, hey, this plate of food has this much calories, so I'm just gonna post it up on this app, and when you scan and they see that your plate of food looks kind of similar to them, and they just slaps in that amount of calories that other person submitted into your dish and says, oh, your dish has this much calories. When in reality, it could be totally different. It doesn't account for the little things. That tablespoon of cooking oil, the slightly bigger scoop of rice you have, the handful of tasting spoons you have to taste and then adjust the flavor when you're actually cooking the dish. And as you lose weight more, your metabolism also starts to change. But then the tracker will still act like you're on day one. Looking back, it's almost funny. It's like I'm winning a game that doesn't exist. I was winning on paper, but not actually on life. So here's the deal. Calorie tracker is a tool. It's not the full truth. If you just trust them blindly, you could be in a deficit according to the apps, but actually you're eating in a surplus. The moment I stopped relying on them as some kind of magical spell and started to actually track things the right way, that's when the real result actually starts to come in. So now I will be showing you exactly what you can do instead, so you can finally hit your body composition goal without relying on an app that is not accurate. So after realizing that AI calorie tracker was giving me a false fantasy for my diet, I had two options. Option one, just keep trusting the apps, just keep taking pictures, and then believe that one day it would fix the problem. Or number two, actually putting a bit more effort to track the food in the correct way, the manual way, that will probably work in real life. I chose option two. So here's the big shift that I made. Instead of relying on a specific number that the app just randomly throw into me after taking a picture, I started using data in the real world and actually track my food correctly. That means that getting a scale and start tracking the calories myself gram to gram, at least roughly, and maybe using some trial and error to gather data if my body is actually changing or not to adjust to them. Without this, it's like driving a car without a GPS. The GPS could says that, oh, you'll get there in 20 minutes, but if there's traffic or road, maybe you take a wrong turn, then all that data is pointless. Instead, I actually started to get real data myself, getting some progress photo, seeing the scale changing week by week, and see how my clothes fit. All that data to decide if I have to eat more or less calories to start achieving my body composition goal. So here's step by step on what I did and what I recommend you do. Number one, find out your maintenance calories level. There's many ways you can find your maintenance calories, but personally I do it manually. For 2 to 3 weeks, I just eat normally, but track all my foods, weigh it gram by gram, and calculate the total amount of calories that I eat. And then at the end of the week, I see if my weight changes or not. And after around 2 to 3 weeks, if my scale was stable, then I'm probably eating around my maintenance calories. And of course, I understand 2 to 3 weeks just to find a level where you can start. It's a bit time consuming, right? So if you think this is just a hassle or you just want to start being in deficit right away and don't want to go through all this, I leave an all-in-one calorie calculator, whether your goal is to bulk up, to lose body fat, or just to maintain your weight, change your body composition. I'll leave it in the description down below. Feel free to check them out. It's completely free. Secondly, I get myself a clear goal. If I want to start losing body fat, I eat in around 300 to 500 calories less than my maintenance that I found. Or if I want to slowly bulk up some muscles, getting up some size, I eat around 200 to 300 more than my maintenance. And of course, if you want to maintain your levels, eat around the maintenance. That's why it's called the maintenance calories. Number 3, track the most two important things, which is protein and calories. Just forget about all the other macronutrients and obsessing over every grams of carbs for now. Tracking protein and calories are the two biggest rock when it comes to changing your body composition. With protein, you can have muscle protein synthesis to actually start maintaining and building some muscle, and calories to make sure that you're in a deficit so your body starts to respond to it. And a bonus one, after all that data, I adjusted what I do after 2 to 4 weeks based on my personal result, not just prediction. When I did this, I realized that the AI calorie tracker app deficit calories was actually my maintenance calories in real life. Once I cut 300 to 500 away from my actual maintenance, boom, I look better in the mirror, my fat start to shred off, and I didn't have to be so anxious about bad information again. So basically, you just need a feedback loop, not just a fantasy number. The scale, your personal photos, and the mirror are more accurate than any AI calorie tracker could ever be, if you know how to use that data. And here's another surprise for you. You can still achieve your result without any of those AI calorie tracker or numbers at all. And that's exactly what we're going to go into next. So what if you want to change what you see in the scale without touching the food scale at all? Or maybe touching any app at all? What are the ways that you actually know? What are the ways that you actually know that you're making progress or not? Because I'ma be real with you. You can reach your body composition goal without logging every bite or stepping on the scale daily. The secret? Stop obsessing over like every exact number. If it's overwhelming you too much, it's just gonna stretch you out. And start just paying attention to the structure of your daily meal. When I first tried to eat healthy without tracking anything because it was too overwhelming for me, I thought I'm doing everything correctly. I had grilled chicken, some broccolis, and then what? Okay, this was where things go bad. I got 3 whole bowls of rice, slam it on my plate. And that's when I realized that even if my food were clean, I can still gain weight from it, just by the sheer portion and the content of the food I had in the day. So after weeks of effort, I still didn't look much different. But once I shift my approach, without tracking anything, my body starts to actually changing. All I did was changing how my plate of food looks every single day. And yes, even though I had to change something, the portion size is not a part of it. Trust me. So what did I do to still eat a lot, but start to actually lose weight? So here's 3 things I did that I think could help you. Number 1, start switching your meal ratio. Make protein and veggies the biggest portion in your plate. Like chicken, fish, beef, tofu, whatever kind of protein you enjoy. And then load up on your favorite veggies. Carbs and fat should still be there, but as a smaller supporting layer, not the main event like it used to be. Especially for me as an Asian, I love rice. But I can still have rice, just like not as the main thing I eat. Like, oh, I eat everything I have to eat with rice. Now rice is like a bonus for me that I eat with steak, fish, and stuff like that. Just bump up my protein up. Number 2, add high volume, low calories food. Maybe structuring your meal or having just a bonus snack on foods like lettuce, cucumber, cabbage, zucchini, maybe some vermicelli noodles. Foods that are low calories, are light to fill your stomach up, keep you full, but barely takes away any of your calories. And also, if you're trying to make a salad to be a light in calorie snack, make sure to notice the calorie amount in the sauce that you pick, alright? Some of those sauces could bump up your calories way higher than you anticipate it to be without you even knowing. Number 3, this might be controversial, but eating less frequently would help on your weight loss journey. If you're having like 4 to 5 small meals and have a problem with losing fat, try switching it to having 1 to 2 big meals in a day instead. Fewer eating windows means fewer opportunities for you to overeat, and you can still eat big, satisfying portion in one meal if you do it this way. For a while, I was just eating 2 big meals in a day, and I still am now. A massive protein-packed salad bowl for lunch, and a big stir fry with some jasmine rice and maybe some of my favorite cravings, some tempuras or some fried food there for dinner. And at that period of time, I mostly never tracked my calories, and my physique keeps improving week by week. So if you hate doing the calorie tracking things, you don't have to force yourself to do it. Just try to fix your meal ratio, keep your protein high, your veggies high, reduce down on the carbs and fats. Also try to switch up your eating frequency. That will help you a lot. So here's the takeaway. AI calorie tracker aren't evil. I'm not discrediting it in this video here. But they're not like the magical wand that people want you to believe it to be. You just don't get in shape by just following an estimated numbers that an app that just requires you to take a picture of your food gives you that isn't sure to be fully accurate anyways. You get in shape by having data, training for muscles, and let yourself be the experiment subject. So stop letting an app that is inaccurate tells you how to live and start listening to the real data that your body gives to you instead. Because that's what actually matters. And if you want more motivation, knowledge, accountability, and a brotherhood, our Aesthetic Max Academy is the perfect place for you. We're young men with the goal of building an aesthetic physique gathers to a safe space where we can strive and not be judged. It's in the top link description down below. I'll be waiting for you on the inside. And click here to watch another video of mine that YouTube recommends. YouTube is a smart motherfucker, so I think this video will help you out a lot.